You might not believe this, but sometimes when a younger woman looks at you, it's not because of your looks, your car, or your money. It's something deeper, something even she doesn't fully understand. It's the calm in your eyes, the way you move without trying to prove anything, that quiet confidence that says, I've seen things, I've lived life, I don't need to chase anyone. Before we go deeper, stay till the end of this video, because what you'll hear today might completely change how you see yourself and how women see you. By the end, you'll understand why younger women look at you differently even when you say nothing. If you're the kind of man who wants real talk about dating red flags, female psychology, and quiet confidence, then hit subscribe, tap like, and drop a comment below, because we post honest advice like this every single day. Now, let's get into it. You see, what most men never realize is this: younger women are drawn to energy, not age, to presence, not performance. And when a man gets older, he starts to carry an energy that younger guys don't have yet. It's the energy of control, not over others, but over himself. You've been through storms. You've had your heart broken. You've learned that attention doesn't always mean affection. That silence can say more than 1,000 words. And that's what they feel, even from across the room. That stillness, that quiet mystery. Now, here's the truth most people never say out loud. Younger women often test older men in their minds. They look for weakness, for ego, for neediness. But when you stay centered, when you don't try too hard, that's when something shifts in her. She starts wondering, why doesn't he chase? Why doesn't he need my attention like the others? That's when curiosity turns into attraction. Because for her, it's rare. She's used to boys seeking validation. But when she meets a man who already has his, it changes everything. Let's get real for a second. Most men don't see this side of the equation. They think women only want youth, status, or looks. But deep down, what she wants is safety. Not just physical, emotional safety. And older men often give off that sense of safety naturally, not by trying, but by being. Because life has already humbled them. They don't react fast. They don't overthink. They listen. They observe. They let silence do the talking. Now, that doesn't mean every young woman wants an older man. But when she does, it's usually because something about your energy feels different. You're grounded, unmoved. And in a world full of noise, that stillness becomes magnetic. Here's the psychological truth behind it. Humans are wired to seek stability. When someone feels calm and in control, it signals strength. To her subconscious, it says, this man won't crumble when life gets hard. And that right there is one of the most underrated forms of attraction. So if you've ever caught a younger woman glancing your way, don't brush it off as coincidence. She's not just seeing your face, she's feeling your frequency. It's not about charm, it's about presence. That quiet power that doesn't need to speak to be known. And here's the twist: most older men don't even realize they have it. Because they're too busy comparing themselves to younger guys. They forget that what makes them attractive isn't youth, it's depth. Depth you earn through pain. Wisdom you gain through time. And that's exactly what she's drawn to, even if she doesn't know why. Let's break this down, step by step. Because once you understand these emotional shifts, you'll see that attraction isn't about appearance, it's about energy. 1. The first impression, he's different at first. She doesn't even know why she's looking. Maybe you're just standing there, quiet, focused, not trying to be noticed. But that's exactly what gets her attention. You don't move like a boy trying to impress. You move like a man who's comfortable in his skin. You don't compete, you command. Not loudly, but calmly. And in her mind, a quiet thought forms. He's different. She's not used to that. She's used to loud, to fast, to showing off. So your stillness hits differently. 2. The emotional curiosity. Why isn't he chasing? Then comes the confusion. She's used to being chased, to men doing too much. But you don't. You give space. You don't rush. You don't text first all the time. And that silence starts echoing in her mind. It's not arrogance. It's self-control. And that makes her curious. She starts thinking about you when she doesn't mean to. She replays your tone, your calm eyes, your quiet confidence. She wonders why she cares, but she still checks if you've seen her story. 3. The respect shift. He's not like the rest. Respect comes before attraction. Every real woman knows this deep down. And when she sees that you don't need validation, you earn her respect. She notices that you have boundaries, that you don't overshare, that you're not emotionally desperate. And that makes her pause, because she realizes you have options. Even if you don't say it, even if you never show it. A man who respects himself teaches others how to treat him. And that's when she begins to treat you differently, with curiosity and quiet respect. 4. The emotional safety. I feel calm around him. This is powerful and rare. Younger women live in a world full of noise, anxiety, and pressure. So when they meet a man who makes them feel calm, it hits different. Your slow pace, your calm tone, your grounded energy, it makes her feel safe. She can be herself around you. She doesn't need to perform. She doesn't feel judged. And that's when emotional attraction starts to grow, not because of your age, but because of the peace you carry. 5. The mirror effect. He makes me see myself. Now comes the deeper layer. Your calmness reflects back her chaos. Your silence forces her to face her noise. She starts questioning her own patterns, why she's drawn to drama, why peace feels strange. And without you even trying, you become a mirror, showing her a version of herself she didn't know she wanted to become. That's the hidden power older men have. They inspire growth without forcing it. 6. The hidden admiration. I want to be seen by him at this stage. She starts to care what you think. Not out of fear, but out of admiration. She wants your approval, but she won't admit it. She values your silence now, because your silence has weight. Your words matter because you don't waste them. And that's the point where attraction deepens. Not because you tried harder, but because you stayed grounded. 7. The realization. He's not trying to win me. He's already won himself. When she finally gets it, it's almost too late. Because she realizes the real reason she's drawn to you. You're not chasing love. You're living with purpose. You're not trying to impress her. You're simply being a man who knows his worth. And that's what makes her look again and again. Your calmness, your control, your quiet strength. That's the magnetic energy she can't quite explain, but can't stop feeling. Let's be real for a moment. A lot of men don't feel seen anymore. You give. You stay loyal. You build. But it feels like no one really notices. Younger women scroll past you, chasing trends, chasing fast love, chasing validation from screens, and it hurts. Because deep down, you know your value. You know what you bring to the table. You just got tired of begging people to see it. And that's the quiet pain no one talks about. You start thinking maybe something's wrong with you. Maybe you're too serious. Maybe you're too calm for today's world. But here's the truth, brother, nothing is wrong with you. You just live in a world that forgot how to recognize real men. See, women aren't blind. They sense strength differently than they speak about it. Sometimes they'll say they want excitement, but they stay longer where they feel peace. They'll chase thrill, but they stay loyal to presence. And presence is what you already have. The emotional buildup. Let's talk about the emotions you carry. That quiet frustration. That confusion. The nights you wonder, why do I even try? You've been told to be nice, to always give, to never walk away. But no one told you that self-respect is the most attractive energy a man can have. Because when you respect yourself, you stop begging. And when you stop begging, you stop bleeding. Most men don't lose women because they're not enough. They lose women because they forget their own value trying to prove it. And when a woman senses that you've lost your center, she starts to pull away, not because she's cruel, but because attraction fades when strength disappears. That's when silence becomes your best move. Here's what most men never learn. Your silence speaks volumes. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop chasing, when you stop reacting, you shift the entire dynamic. Because women expect noise. They expect emotional chaos. But when a man responds with calm, it rewires her expectations. Suddenly, she's the one wondering. She's the one thinking, why didn't he text back? Why is he so at peace without me? That's the moment power flips. And this isn't about manipulation. It's about dignity. When you choose your peace over attention, you become rare. And rarity is magnetic. You see, silence creates curiosity, self-respect creates mystery, and together, they create attraction. Because the truth is, a woman's mind can't stop thinking about a man who doesn't need her to think about him. That's the paradox most men miss. The less you need to be understood, the more they want to understand you. The moment you stop trying to be chosen, you become the one worth choosing. And here's the beauty of it: when you finally pull back, you're not punishing her. You're protecting yourself. You're showing that your peace costs something. And anyone who wants access to you must value it. Because the truth is, attraction fades when a man loses his silence. But it grows when he guards it. So stop explaining your worth. Live it. Be the man who doesn't chase what runs, but attracts what aligns. That's the power shift most older men never realize they already hold. It's not about age, it's about energy. And your energy, when grounded, makes her question everything she thought she wanted. Here's the truth most men never hear enough. You don't have to chase love to be worthy of it. You don't have to prove your value. You don't have to explain your calm, your silence, your standards. Because the right person will feel it, the same way you feel peace when you finally stop trying so hard. See, when you grow older, something changes inside you. It's not just wisdom, it's awareness. You start seeing through games. You start noticing energy instead of words. And you begin to understand that love isn't about who gives you butterflies, it's about who gives you peace. And that shift, that quiet clarity, is what makes you magnetic. The power of stillness. When you stop fighting for attention, you start glowing differently. Because your energy no longer screams, "Pick me." It says, "I'll be fine either way." And that energy changes everything. The man who can walk away, who can stay centered, who can love without losing himself, is the man women never forget. They might not say it out loud, but they feel it. They remember the one who didn't flinch, the one who stayed calm when others begged. Your stillness has power because it comes from experience. And experience is something you can't fake. Growth over chasing. When you start focusing on growth instead of chasing, your life starts to open up again. You build better habits. You attract better people. You feel better inside your own skin. Because now you're living for yourself, not for someone's approval. And that's when everything changes. You stop worrying about who's watching and you start building. You start taking care of your body, your mind, your purpose. You start realizing that peace is the new power. And guess what? That's when people start noticing. Not because you tried harder, but because you stopped trying for the wrong reasons. The real lesson: younger women looking at older men isn't just about attraction, it's about reflection. It's about sensing the calm of a man who's been through the fire and came out unbroken. She's not just looking at you, she's looking for what she doesn't yet have: emotional control, purpose, stillness, direction. And deep down, she knows you can't fake those things. They only come from living. That's why your calm matters. That's why your silence draws attention. That's why your peace feels like power. Because you've already learned the hardest truth, that being alone is better than being misunderstood. So stop doubting yourself. Stop comparing. Stop thinking you've lost your edge. You haven't. You've just evolved. You're not invisible. You're not past your prime. You're the storm that learned to become the sky after it cleared. You're the calm that others crave. And one day, someone will look at you not because you shouted for attention, but because your silence spoke louder. You don't need to chase validation. You're validation. Walk with peace. Move with power. And speak only when your words can match your silence. Now tell me this: have you ever noticed a younger woman giving you that look, that half-second longer stare you couldn't explain? Do you think it's about attraction or energy? All right, now we've covered everything. You know why younger women look at you and what really pulls them in. Now it's your turn. Don't chase. Just move with calm, quiet confidence and watch what happens. If any part of this video hit you, watch it again. Let it sink in. That's how real change starts. And before you go, hit subscribe, tap like, and drop a comment telling me what parts spoke to you the most. Your story might help another man see his worth again. Now go, the next video on your screen will take you even deeper. I'll see you there.